What's up, everybody? This is Quinn Smellingen. Sorry I haven't posted in a while. I had some family issues, but I'm back at it again, so I'm going to try to post at least once a week. Today I have a Honda GC160 transfer pump, and this is from a farm that I know. It didn't start, or it wasn't starting this year, so I did just give it a little, I just popped the bowl off. I didn't take a video of that, just to see, and I just gave it a little clean, and it's fine now. It runs. But they told me that they want it fully serviced. So I'm going to show you how to fully service it. So first thing you're going to want is a rag. You're going to want a good clean rag. And then, as you can see, it's got a holder, but the holder is it's not like it doesn't come with this engine. It's custom made. So you might need blocks, you might not. So you can see I got 2 cinder blocks there. And then you're going to need an oil pan, a long oil tube funnel. You're going to need a spark plug wrench, or a spark plug, obviously a socket, a 12 millimeter Pittsburgh, or I have a Pittsburgh wrench. I'm changing from an NKG to a Champion, so you need an RN 9YC, but that equals out to a BRP 6ES, which is the plug that has. An air filter here for the top, brand new air filter, and some oil to put on your air filter. So let's get started. We're going to start with the oil change. So I'm going to set this thing up on the blocks here. And they're decently heavy, but they're not terrible. So I set it up on the block so I can easily move it up and down. I'm going to set you guys up right about there, and I'll zoom in a little bit. Try to move it here so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, I like that view. Okay, so I have a seat that I'm going to sit on, obviously. Set your oil off, all that to the side. I have a jug of oil. I'm going to put some Mag 1. 5W30 in it, but I'm going to make it, I'm going to move it enough so this thing dips out a little bit so I can get I think this pan's not going to fit, so I'm going to have to grab a pan in a second. Okay, got a pan. This pan might not be the prettiest pan, but it should be big enough to do the job. Take a 12-inch millimeter socket, put it on the nut there. You want to hold underneath it here. Try to break the nut free. Might need to grab a hammer. I'm going to grab a hammer and break that nut free. Hold stiff. I just grabbed a rubber mallet just to get this thing broke free. Hopefully I can get it with this. If not, I'll have to grab my pipe. I think I'm going to have to get my pipe. Okay, well, I'm going to grab my pipe a second here so I can have a little extra torque. If I can find my pipe. I'm going to pause a second while I find the pipe. Once I find the pipe, I'll come back. Okay, found the pipe here. Handy dandy pipe. This thing works for just about everything. Put that on there. I got it. Maybe not. She's definitely on there pretty good. got it, hopefully. Yep, okay, I finally got it here. Okay, so now I'm gonna try to lift up on this end slightly so it hopefully leaks down into the bowl here. I'm gonna put the pan, I'm just gonna set it on top of the pan here. And then just, well, you know what, actually I'm gonna just pick it up, I think. I'm gonna try to just pick the thing up and just hold it while I drain it, because it should drain pretty quick. If I hold it back like this, I should be able to get it. It is definitely more challenging with this frame in here, I will say. Makes it just a little harder. Okay, I think it's leaking out. Hopefully not all over the floor. I hear it. I'm sure there's probably an easier way to do this than I'm doing it, but I guess you do what you do. So, I got allergies this time of the season. I'm gonna try to set it down here once. I don't know if any more is coming out. Hopefully I got it all out. It's not leaking out, so I would say it's probably good signs. Oh, there's still some in there. I'm gonna grab the rest with the dish. I think I got most of it though. Obviously, you're going to want that rag to clean it up. I'm going to make sure you guys can see this. Hoping you guys can. So it's perfect. Okay. Okay. And so what this thing is used for on the farm, it's actually the pump my dad uses to, so when you're spraying, he has a spray trailer, which is like a, I think it's like a little giant spray trailer. And he's got there's a big water tanker on it. And he's got to be able to move water from the tank to the sprayer, or into the sprayer. So he has a different one at the moment because obviously this one wasn't working. But these are what you use, is these transfer pumps from the pump, or from the tank to the pump, or from the tank to the sprayer. So definitely a main part of the farm, so you obviously want to have it running properly. And when it started this year, I mean, they had a newer one, a new Honda, another Honda sitting there, but he likes this one because it's a little more powerful. It's got a better pump on it. And he's used this thing for a lot of years, so he's just used to using this one. And it's always good to have a backup. Backup pumps are good, but I think he said he's probably going to go back to this one if I got it working, which I did. You guys haven't heard that yet. Okay. So now, I think our nut's tight enough for sure. Now it's the best. Now we're going to move this off the blocks so it can be level. Set the blocks up there, wipe off any oil, move, dump whatever, and I'll move the oil pan out of the way. Yeah, it looks pretty black, so it doesn't look like it has been done anytime soon. So I'm going to move it back over here in the view. Move these out of the way. And that. Okay, so now to put the oil back in it, the filler is right there. I don't know if you can set up at a better angle so you can see. Yeah, right there. That's where it is. So to get there, a lot of times it's hard. I got a big oil funnel. This thing's awesome. I need my rag back so I can wipe the dipstick. So open this up. I know the rag isn't the nicest, but it doesn't have any hair on it, so it's fine. I always try to wipe them off good, make them so they're visible so you know where the oil pump or oil check is. Just in case you get a guy that doesn't really know what he's doing. You know, if it's low for some unknown reason, just blow it up because that's a pain. You don't want that. So I'm going to wipe out the inside of my funnel. Make sure everything's clean, which it should be because I keep it in my shop. So you stick that down in there. And obviously you want to see, put up our oil. And I'm using SAE 5W30 motor oil, Mag 1. Because this is what they like to run. This is just it's a good motor oil. So that should be, actually, I'll do one pour like that. And we'll see how far that gets me. See if that gets it full or not. It might. It's not a real big cavity of holding oil. So we'll try at least one pour for now and then see where that gets me. In terms of where we have to put it to get it to be safe. So I think this dipstick is like the halfway point is I think where you want it. It's a Honda dipstick, so I would assume probably halfway point is where you're gonna want to fill it to. Set it there a second. I think we got the first little bit. And I think most of the time, if you fill them to the bottom of the threads on these, I think that's where it's supposed to be. But I can put the dipstick in. I'll just get it to the half point on the dipstick. I don't want it overflowed. And I'll ask my dad later if that's where he fills it, because him and his person from work, they always used to do them. But I'll see if he fills it to the halfway point. If he fills it to the halfway point, then I'll call it good. But they haven't done this one in a little bit because it didn't start. So why do it if it doesn't start? Throw it in the back of the shop and hope for the best. But I'd like to see them run. So okay, that's the halfway point on the dipstick. Or it's close. It's really close. You can see it's right there. I'll see if that's. I'll check with him later. But for now, I'm gonna call it good. I mean, it's got, I think halfway is about where you want it. I'm just not really sure, so I'll see where he fills it to, but it's got enough in it at the moment you could start it and run it for a second. It's got at least half on the dip. But you can see it's confusing. Okay, so the next part, we're going to change the air filter. Air filter is pretty easy, obviously. It's nothing too challenging. It's the air box right there. So we'll get that changed up a second here. So I got a brand new filter. I'd say it'll fit. I get them in big packs for the shop because the air filters go through. So there's two clips on the side. If you just push it on the clips, like that, slide up on it, it opens right up. Pull the old one out. I mean, it's not terrible, but if it's going to be used a lot, I'd like to keep it nice. So pull it out of this little package here. And then what I always do, keep the dust, spray them, I lube them down a little bit of oil. And you can get a little oil on it, but I'll clean this thing up too in this video. I'll wipe it down good. I'll spray it down, make it look good, look new. Spray both sides. And then I just go like that, make sure there's no extra oil. Set it on there. Put the lid back on the clips. Sometimes these lids can be a little tricky. Because sometimes they don't like to go back on. Wait a minute, do I have this thing back? I have it backwards, so that's why. I was wondering why, but I have it backwards, so that would be why I want to clip down. You just push in on the ends, just like that. Air filters change, and you can see a little oil there, but after I'm done wiping it down, I'll oil it up anyway, and I fixed the recoil. The recoil was having issues. It wasn't retracting. I had to go like that and to get it in. I did fix that, but that wasn't anything fancy. I just had to tighten the string. The next part, you're going to want a 13/16 or 13/16 spark plug wrench. And so you're going to want to bust it free. So lefty loosey, righty tighty. Bust it free, and then what I'll do is I'll just unhook it like that. Push it on there, and then just use my fingers to work it out. I am transferring from an NKG spark plug to a Champion. I know Honda, people put NKGs with Hondas, but I like Champion. I think Champion's a better plug brand. Some people might not agree, but just if you put a Champion in it, it says on the box there's a Champion here. So it's the spark plug that was on it. It's not too bad, but it's the BPR 6ES. And you can see cross-reference BPR 6ES on the package. So we'll get the new one in. Okay, there's a new plug, and that should be, I think these ones all come already gapped. I buy the already gapped ones, and it's the exact same. Put it down in the hole there, spin it in. And when I first spin them in, I spin them in by hand. I don't use that thing, so I want to feel them go down in the hole and sit properly. Okay, it's in. We're going to tighten it down. Remember, too tight, or tight is tight, but too tight is broken. So I go to it right about there. That should be plenty of torque. Put the boot on. Now let's clean it up. Just wipe it down with some oil and some Simple Green. Get it nice and cleaned up. I know it's going to be sitting on the trailer outside, but obviously it's not mine. I like to make everything look nice. I'm done. So this is just some regular Simple Green, safe for pets and whatever, and safe on crops and sprays and whatever. So I use that when doing these things, but I'll wipe it down good, make sure everything just looks nice. I like it to look good when I'm done, because sometimes people pay a little extra if it looks nice when it's done. I have found. You can see there's a little, right on the exhaust there, actually, he spilled some chemicals, I think, on there once, because it's all weird, burned weird. Since it sits outside, I want it to be nice and clean for at least a little bit. Mostly just wiping down the covers on it here. Okay, and then I'm going to do specialty, a little bit of oil, give it a shine, and it's like a protective coat almost against plastic, the plastic and the stickers. And as you can tell, it gives it a nice shine for a couple days, so it'll give it a nice glowy look. I'll do the cap here in a second. Okay. And there she is. She should be done. I guess we'll start it here quick, and right here I can just do it sitting. It starts pretty easy. Pull the choke out, throttle up. not need choke at all. Small. Well, perfect. I would say that's done. I would say that is perfect. And it's nice and cleaned up, so I would say she is good.